The UFC updates.
Hi guys, what's going on? I'm back with another preview, this time for Eddie Alvarez vs Dustin Poirier, which takes place at UFC 211 on Saturday, May 13th. This fight will headline the FX prelims, not FS1, which will air before the main card is broadcasted. It takes place at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Some other notable fights on the card include Damian Maia vs Jorge Masvidal, Frankie Edgar vs Yair Rodriguez, and Henry Cejudo vs Sergio Pettis. So firstly, let's take a look at the former lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez and see what he has to do to win this fight. One big tool that we didn't get to see Alvarez utilise in his last fight against Conor McGregor was his signature gritty grappling. In his fight against Anthony Pettis, Alvarez did land takedowns but not at the most efficient rate. However, what he did do was grind Pettis up against the fence for a large majority of the fight. He did a good job of driving Pettis into the fence, and even if the takedown didn't come, he would make it dirty inside the clinch. Alvarez should aim to employ a similar strategy against Poirier, taking the striker out of his comfort zone and down to the canvas. Poirier doesn't have the best takedown defense at 68%, however this hasn't been reflected in his last fights as they have been against predominantly stand-up fighters. It's not that Alvarez isn't a good striker, but I'd say Poirier takes a stand-up advantage in this fight. Against the likes of Pettis and Melendez, in fairness to Alvarez, he did display some good technical striking in those fights, but he needs to avoid what happened in his fights against McGregor and Dos Anjos. Watch and notice how Alvarez has a tendency to wing his punches, forcing his technique to go out the window when he feels he has RDA hurt. Dustin the Diamond Poirier made the move to 155 pounds over 2 years ago now. Since then, he has gone 5-1, only slipping up against Michael Johnson. He holds a 2-inch height and 3-inch reach advantage over Alvarez, so there's not much difference stats-wise between the two. Dustin Poirier has always been a skilled striker, making effective use of his movement, in particular his feints and shimmies. This, adjoined with the forward pressure he put on Jim Miller at UFC 208, was the key to his victory. He can finish his opponent in multiple different ways on the feet, from this hard body kick against Yancy Medeiros to this brutal left hook against Bobby Green. Poirier's striking has really matured since his move to lightweight. I'd say it's pretty inevitable that at some point in this fight, Poirier will find himself either with his back on the fence or canvas. So when he gets there, he has to stay active, fighting the hands that Alvarez is trying to lock up around his legs, attempting to keep Alvarez on guard by landing strikes when Poirier finds himself in these bad positions, and looking to reverse positions at any time, are three key factors for Poirier to remember in a scenario like this. As I mentioned earlier, we've not seen much of Poirier's ground game of late due to his recent run of opponents, but being a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt with some impressive submissions on his record, the threat is always there if Eddie gets sloppy with any takedown attempts. My prediction for this fight is Alvarez winning a split decision. I don't think it will be the war everyone is expecting, but nevertheless a good fight regardless. With the odds being so close in this fight, a £5 bet on my prediction would return £18, so it's worth a punt.
Thanks for watching the UFC updates. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share.